Yes, we mentioned at half-time 10 different goal scorers for Belgium, which equals the record of France 1982, Italy 2006. Eden Hazard got the second, which just wrapped things up with a few moments to go as well. Hazard, as we're privileged to watch him in the Premier League on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, these De Bruyne and Hazard were just superb. But it came from the goalkeeper again. It's hard to be too critical, too much space for De Bruyne, and then they just get caught out. Jones, they're going to drive at you in that position because De Bruyne does that, and then he turns his back, he's in not a very good position, and Trippier gets caught out. There's loads of things happening, but it was just, they were tired by then, and you couldn't blame them for being a little bit off the pace. And at this point, I don't want to be too critical and freeze frame too many things and say they should have done this, that and the other, but and that, right, is the brilliant bit, isn't it? Cutting across the last defender.
Yeah, it's those natural kind of touches that take goalkeepers, take defenders out of it, where you see him that he can't challenge him there. The goalkeeper's in no man's land. He could choose the left side, right side to finish because the touch sets you up really well.
Does he do them with the eyes, as you say?
Well, to be honest, you can do whatever you want once you've got the touches. Once the touch is right, you're going in there with time because the goalkeeper wants you to have a bad touch or rush yourself, so it gives him the time to try and close you down.
And by cutting across Jones like that, he's just saying, if you touch me,
that's it, exactly.
You'll probably be sent off. I say probably because of course Cup finally wasn't, because he attempted to play the ball. But you know what I mean. Either I shoot or you bring me down.
And it gives you that extra bit of time where you get the time to then to pick your corner.
Yep. England's chances actually fell to Eric Dyer, which was a bit of a shame. They fell to Eric Dyer, arguably, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he actually did quite well with the one where he showed composure when he goes through on goal. With this one, it's a good little 1-2, and then you think, actually, you know, is he going to show the composure? And he does, and he dinks it over Courtois. That's not easy to do because Courtois has a huge presence when he comes out, but Alderweireld senses the danger, and brilliant defending.
And this one, the header as well, Gary. What do you think? Should do better?
Yeah.
You've got to hit the target. You say he should do better. You hit the target. That's what I say.
He's a good header for the ball as well.
The target.
We keep talking about England going forward in creativity. They have to defend better. The 2 goals they gave away today, the other night. Rose, we see Rose doing that every week, and Jones as well today. I know Lee said we can't be critical, but I can. You know, if you defend like that, you're very hard to win a game of football.
I think he was saying England would be giving it everything, and there's 5 minutes to go.
Of course they give. Everybody gives everything, but you got to defend. The 2 goals they gave away were really poor.
I think to be fair, Lee's right. At the end of a tournament, you don't want to be seen to be going into the sort of minutiae of sort of individual errors for goals. But what I would say is the goal that cost us the other night, which John Stones gave away, or the one today that Jones gave away, we have seen it too many times. And Rose at the back post sweeping. So these are things that will come back and haunt them. They have to rid themselves of these errors.
But these players won't, Gary. They make, if you make the same mistakes every week, it's going to continue. They're not going to change it out. Jones and Rose.
Why do you think it is?
They're just not good at defending.
Because they're not good enough.
They're not good defenders.
You keep making the same mistakes simply because they're not good enough.
They're working with some great coaches. If their coaches aren't going to change them, they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to cost you big style.
I think with John Stones, to be fair, he's not got the bank of games under his belt of playing what would be 45, 50 game seasons as a centre-back to say, you know, if you remember Rio Ferdinand earlier on in his career, or Gerard Piqué, and I look at John Stones as being, he's nowhere near that level yet, but there's a potential. They did rid themselves of those mistakes through basically coming into a better environment. So he's at City now, but he's got to play. He's got to play 40, 50 games a season, and he's got to rid himself of those moments. I've got more faith in he potentially will get. You know,
I'm talking more Jones and Rose. Not so much Stones.
So Jones and Rose didn't play regularly last season. Stones played regularly up till about Christmas, didn't he? And then didn't much after that. Is this part of the problem then? If he's not playing regularly in the Premier League, he's more likely to make the sorts of mistakes that we saw with Mandzukic's winner.
You can put it down to how many games you play, or you can put it down to the ability of the defender. And if you as a defender, you need to pick up information quickly when you're told, because if you make a mistake, normally there's a goal goes in unless your keeper saves you. So you don't get away with it like missing a chance or something, because that's it, it's a goal. So you have to be picking information up and improving really quickly. I think Stones is an excellent defender and will get better, and he does make mistakes. But I agree, the other two. Rose has done that, and I quite like Rose, but I think when he's in a defensive position like that, he switches off too often.
I think as a defender, I mean, I used to have if you look back over a season, you play 45, 50 games, you probably want to be at fault for around 4 goals. None. But you're going to make mistakes. But 4 goals is...
24.
That's not his strong point.
He had good wingers in front of him, let me tell you.
4 goals that you think, right, OK, I can be half at fault. And that's not like leaving your man at the back post. That's maybe being in the wrong position or something. And they've got to get to that sort of point whereby they go long periods of the season without making mistakes, and that is the thing. They've got to play more.
And clearly you two did. You would have had a manager who would say, if you carry on making mistakes like this and not learning, you won't be playing for this team much longer.
And that's the way it should be if you're at a top club. You out the door.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at what might have been goal of the tournament, which was Belgium's, and we've seen a brilliant goal from Mbappe for France. This arguably would have been even better if it had gone.
Yeah, I know the lads obviously hoping England win, but we were hoping it might go in just because of the movement, the pace, the decision making, and brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Simple play, quick play, 1-2 touch. I know everyone's saying it's a great save. I expect your keeper to make that save, but that was fantastic, and it summed up Belgium there. That kind of 15 seconds of action, 10 seconds of action, pure quality.
Let's just talk about Lukaku, because he's a bit of a quandary, isn't he? My question being, is he a really natural goal scorer or not? Well, you see it in the Premier League. He has runs of scoring goals and doesn't for a bit.
This is early, and he's confident, he's flying. There's not really too much pressure on him, but it's these ones where you think to yourself, the decisions he makes. He's trying to take a touch there on his favoured left foot. He doesn't need it, and even if you do, just take it away so you can then still get to finish it with your left foot. It comes off his right foot and it goes to the goalkeeper. This one, even worse, simply because take that with your right foot. Now what's going to happen is that Jordan Pickford needs him to have a bad touch, or he's in no man's land. Look, Jordan Pickford's on his way. He needs a bad touch, and he takes it. And those things is this. Look, how many touches he could have touched that with his right foot so early in that move. Then the goalkeeper's in no man's land. And then he could do what Hazard done. You could choose whatever side you want to put the ball, but. I suppose he's desperate to get the winning, the score.
But have you seen him improve that?
Well, the thing is, when you do see him, I think he's in this tournament. I've seen him do stuff where you think, okay, that's brilliant. Lukaku's doing really good stuff, holding it up, linking the play. But then you see him do something like that, and you think to yourself, well, that's the kind of stuff that is your bread and butter. Yeah. In respect to the touch, what you go.
So if I said to you he's not a natural goal scorer, what would you say to that?
I'd say it's a bit harsh, simply because when the ball came through, you saw with the first one, he chose the right finish, and that's the main thing, choosing the right finish. His touch was poor in those situations. That's why people ask the question about him.
So it's more a lack of touch rather than his instinct.
Maybe it's lack of concentration, because why are you going to try and take it with the outside of your foot? Because it's a more difficult control.
Belgium have won by 2-0. England are going to finish 4th at this World Cup, and we'll hear from Gareth Southgate in a couple of moments' time when we come back after their defeat in St. Petersburg this afternoon. With Jackie Oakley.
Well, Glenn said before the game how Gareth Southgate may be planning for the future using this game. What do you think he would have seen in this game that gives him optimism or perhaps even concern for the future?
Well, I think the first half they'll be very, very disappointed with the way they played. They looked very slow. They didn't have a picture in their mind when they had the ball at all, Jackie. It was very pedestrian against what was a very, very good side. Second half, the changes, Rashford and Lingard came on, and they were excellent. They were much quicker in their picture, passed the ball quicker. England played at times 2 or 3 touches, and our best spell was when actually they went and got the second goal, which killed us off. But much better in the second half, and Gareth will be pleased with that. But you can see the distinct difference between moving the ball much, much quicker.
Yeah, so how do they close that gap between themselves and the top sides?
Well, listen, Belgium are 6 years ahead of us in their process. And the key ingredient, they've got 2 world-class players in their team. So we have got to get there's some catch-up to do. But in 6 years' time, where are we going to be? Where's the process in bringing these young players through now? They've gained great experience. They've been fantastic for the nation. The pride that the football nation have got back is there. But we've now got to take a little bit of a step back, look at it and see where we can improve. And there's a lot of things we've improved at. We've got to take it on, and we've got to try and produce some really top quality players back in England playing in the Premier League, which is going to be tough.
Yeah, you say produce them. They are there, you could say, given the success at the underage groups. But the likes of Loftus-Cheek we saw today, promising. Does he need to move, do you think?
Oh, without a doubt. There's a classic example where he has definitely got to play back-to-back games for a couple of seasons, and then we'll see what he really can do. He had a great game today. Even when we were playing poor, he was our best player.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see how these players develop for the next World Cup. The good news is they've got an extra 6 months to develop, because it's not 4 years, it's 4.5 years in Qatar.
Thanks, Jackie. OK, I think we've done that game to death. There's a massive French flag out there in Red Square. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. So exciting, the World Cup final. France the favourites, you would imagine. How hard will this be for Croatia to deny them?
Well, we keep writing off Croatia. I'm a bit wary of doing that now. But, yeah, the France, the way the shape they're in, the attacking players, they're pretty decent at the back. I think Pogba's been really excellent the last few games, so clearly favourites. Yeah,
you don't want to hear Luka Modric saying Roy Keane wrote us off. That's why they're really motivated.
I'm not writing them off, but I fancy France.
Yeah, because France seem to have got all the pieces in the right place. You talk about spine so often in football. Their spine looks really strong at the moment, the French.
Yeah, they look like they've got the balance between the killer moments up front, but also they've got that sort of midfield, Kante, Matuidi, brilliant defensive midfield players, and Pogba, when he breaks from deep positions through like he has been doing this tournament, there's no one better than him in terms of joining Griezmann and Mbappe. And then at the back, Varane is close for me for being player of the tournament in terms of his performance. Absolutely brilliant, Varane.
Yeah, Mbappe playing off Giroud. You know, Giroud gets lots of stick, but Mbappe and Griezmann playing off him as well, really well.
You have to say, of course, you can't write Croatia off, but I think that if they start like they did against England, and these lot kick in, you know, with the midfield they've got and the forwards, you know, they will punish them, and you know, you could feel for them, but then it's up to France to start. Well, it's a massive game for them.
I think Croatia have something that France fear, and I think it's that gritty sort of battle hard ability to play football like they do with Rebic and Perisic, and then Rakitic can't play as bad as he did the other night. I didn't think he played well at all. I think Modric and him in that midfield can obviously create that. They're pretty tough at the back, apart from Lovren. But that's, you know, he's.
Don't let Lovren hear you say that.
I only said that because it's Roy's favourite player. But I think that the way they play against France will come out and play their football. I think we'll see the best of them. But I just think that Croatia just have something that's that nitty-gritty sort of football that might just.
The thing from the French point of view is they're hot favourites to beat Portugal in their own Euros and didn't. They know the pressure. If they lose this tomorrow, they're a bunch of chokers. That'll be the headline, won't it? They've got to two finals. They're favourites for both and lost both. That brings its own pressure, doesn't it? They are expected to win this.
Yeah, and I think they will win it. I think they will win it. I think they're the better team. Now, Croatia, you know, could play 10 games against France and they might win one. And that might be something Croatia could go and do it. But I do genuinely believe that France will win this match. They seem absolutely ready for it. And they'll have too much for me, for Croatia. And that's not disrespecting Croatia, by the way. It's just looking at the players that you've got on the pitch and the performances. They weren't that great against England the other night. This idea, although they weren't that great.
You spoke about pressure, man. These players are used to pressure. They're not playing for big clubs. Shouldn't be a problem to them. Dealing with the pressure side of it.
Mbappe, 19, 2 years ago playing the Monaco second 11. Now he's one of the best players in the world. Can't wait to see how he responds to the World Cup final.
You know, you've got to say that it's a perfect stage for him. It's a perfect stage for all of them, really. But for him to really announce himself in a World Cup final, you could see him nicking a couple of goals out of that. But hopefully, I want Modric to say that. I said that Mbappe.
Everyone's now absolutely paranoid.
And I don't want Slav to come out and say that. So hopefully, that won't happen for Croatia. I want them to win.
I think we probably all thought Brazil would probably get to the final, maybe Spain around there. France were on the fringes of it, but I think we've got a really good final tomorrow because I think we've got obviously a favourite and then a team that's going to give them a real run for their money.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it tomorrow, gents. Really cannot wait. So join us for the 64th and final game of this compelling World Cup as France take on Croatia at the Luzhniki here in Moscow. Roy, Gary, Ian and Lee will be with us here in the studio. And of course, we're having to send a very excited Slaven Bilic pitchside with Ryan Giggs. 2:55 tomorrow here on ITV with all the build-up. Kick-off at 4. Talking of 4, England finish 4th of this World Cup. Belgium 3rd. 2nd and 1st, France or Croatia? Find out tomorrow with us. See you then. Bye-bye.